Alrighty guys, picking up right where we left off here, let's keep going. I'm excited. So, yeah, we're heading to the big hospital room in order to have the big reveal that Junpei had possibly thought of, or came up with. Then, almost as if on cue, the bell began to ring. Oh damn. They all heard it. It was the bell from the clock in the main staircase. Should be 6, I think? The bell rang 5 times and
it's 5 o'clock.
We've only got an hour left, oh damn.
We don't have a lot of time left. Let's go.
Slowly, one by one, they followed Junpei out of the bedroom. Yep, now we're here.
Actually, before we get started, I was hoping you could do something for me.
Junpei stopped in front of door 3 and turned around.
Ace, 7, and Lotus, could you please place your palms on
the shit,
red?
They're gonna do this again.
Huh?
Why?
Oh.
If we need to get to the shower room, why don't we just...
No, we're not going inside. Once you've authenticated, step away from the door.
Why?
Please, just do it.
Oh shit, does he think it's one of them and he's gonna like threaten them once they... He's gonna threaten the person or something? But that's threatening 3 lives when it could just be 1.
Or perhaps you don't want to know who killed Snake and Clover.
Junpei's implication was clear, and 7 understood perfectly.
Fine.
What about you, Ace, Lotus?
Very well.
Sure.
Alright. It's gonna start their 81-second, right? Quickly, they pressed their palms onto the red. Once they had finished, they stepped away from the door, as June had instructed. Or does he think one of them is gonna stop it? Because they won't die, like, they won't let themselves die if he thinks one of them is, like, a part of this, maybe, or something? I don't know, but it seems like we're trying to find Clover's killer, not Zero, you know? So I don't know. Anyway.
I have this idea. I don't think this device responds to a hand placed on it. It instead reacts to a bracelet being brought close. You don't actually need a hand.
Okay. Junpei approached it and held his bracelet over the scanner. He made quite sure he didn't place his palm on it, and instead only brought his bracelet near it. Yep, the 4th asterisk appeared.
I knew it.
Just as Junpei had expected, it was possible to authenticate without placing one's palm on the red, so long as the bracelet was brought near it. Okay, yeah. I guess I just kind of assumed that at this point in the game. But I guess this is just our character confirming it. I didn't even consider this as a possibility. I thought he was actually going to pull the lever. Junpei pulled the lever down. Oh shit, never mind. I guess that did add up to 3, huh? Door 3 opened like a hungry mouth. 9 long seconds passed. Or because they didn't pass through, does it not? Okay, and the door shut unfed. Junpei walked slowly back to the others, who were waiting some distance from the door, talking to one another. Okay, so if you don't go through it, it doesn't start the timer, the 81-second timer. Santa and June had joined them as well.
Huh?
It looked as though they hadn't found a chance to break into the conversation yet. As Junpei approached, they turned to look at him, curiosity playing on their faces. Before long, the other 3 did as well.
What was that about?
How should I know?
Clearly, they were all expecting some answers.
Thanks. I appreciate your cooperation.
Clearly, they'd hoped for something more forthcoming. He continued.
By the way, Ace, would you mind if I asked you something?
What is it?
Do you know who I am?
Oh shit.
What? What kind of question?
Just answer it, please. Who am I?
You're Junpei, of course. Who else would you be?
Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. Actually, I'm Santa.
Yeah, he's
What?
testing his prosopagnosia or whatever. Ace's voice was full of surprise, but it also tinged with confusion and fear. Everyone else looked nearly as surprised. Santa looked especially shocked to discover he was actually someone else. If he spoke, however, the trap would be exposed. Junpei quickly
The
continued.
clothes I'm wearing, I borrowed from Junpei. And the clothes he's wearing are mine. We had a little swap.
That's ridiculous. Impossible.
So, you're saying I'm not Santa?
Of course you aren't.
Why? What makes you so sure I'm not Santa?
If you were Santa, then door 3 wouldn't have opened for us just now. 1 plus 7 plus 8 plus 3 equals 19. 1 plus 9 would be 10. The digital route would be 1.
Damn. But he did all of that math instead of just looking at his face. That's the key.
But the 4 of us just opened door 3. You can't possibly be Santa. Your bracelet number isn't 3.
It's 5, right?
Only then, when it was too late, did Ace realize his mistake. He set his jaw and glared at
You're
Junpei.
exactly right. My bracelet number is 5.
As he spoke, Junpei lifted his wrist up to show everyone the bright red 5 on his wrist.
Sorry, Ace. I tricked you. Of course, I'm not really Santa. I'm Junpei. Who could possibly think I was? It's obvious I'm not. To think I was? Ridiculous. But I guess you couldn't see just how obvious it was. I asked you before, didn't I? What makes you so sure I'm not Santa? And you answered. If you were Santa, then door 3 wouldn't have opened for us just now.
Yep, instead of just saying, you clearly don't look like Santa.
Most people wouldn't say something like that. The first thing that would come to anyone else's mind wouldn't be the bracelet number. There'd only be one thing they'd say. One sentence. You don't have his face.
Yeah.
Ace, you have prosopagnosia. Am I right?
Junpei's voice was quiet and calm. He knew the truth, so did Ace.
Prosopagnosia?
Why's she so good at saying that word? I hate it. She just heard it. The others looked confused.
What's that? No clue.
Prosopagnosia is...
Yep. He heard Lotus begin to explain it to them. Ace glanced at them and then turned back toward Junpei and sighed.
Very well. I confess. I have prosopagnosia. I cannot differentiate human faces.
Yep.
Is that what this was about? You want to mock me for my disorder?
No, not at all. I'm not making fun of you at all. In fact, I feel kind of bad for you. No, the reason I brought this up is that there's an excellent chance the person who killed Snake has prosopagnosia.
Oh shit. Because they didn't know it was Snake? Wait. What? No, I'm like trying to piece it together in my head, and my brain just exploded a little bit. Because I was thinking, did someone dress up as Snake or dress someone else up as Snake to make Ace think that it was Snake? But who would... let's just continue. My head hurts. Ace's face tightened, his eyes narrowed.
What do you mean?
Junpei leaned casually against the iron piping of one of the beds.
I'll just come right out with it. I think it was you, Ace. You killed him.
Oh shit. Junpei was suddenly very aware of 5 pairs of eyes on him. He had their undivided attention now. The room had grown very, very quiet. Junpei took a deep breath.
That's ridiculous. What possible evidence do you...
I have 3 pieces of evidence. The first, think back to a few hours ago. You made us argue over the 3 doors here in the big hospital room.
Oh man, this is getting good. I need to take a sip of water though real fast, guys. Oh, squeaky bottle, yes. Crunchy bottle. That was good. Okay.
There was no way all 7 people could go through them. Lotus suggested that we sacrifice one of us.
Lotus looked away awkwardly. Junpei glanced at her and continued.
Then you, Ace, said, I'll stay here. Why would you say something like that? It's pretty simple, really. You didn't want us to see the dead body in the shower room. You see? If Ace stayed behind, there were only 2 doors the rest of us could go through. Doors 7 and 8. There was no way we could get through door 3, the shower room. You knew that, didn't you, Ace? That's why you volunteered to stay behind.
But how did he get Ace on the other side of the door without using anyone else? It would have been Ace and Snake, which would have been 3. They would have needed to... What would they have needed? 9? Oh, he took the 9 bracelet, maybe. And then he would only need... Oh shit. He took the 9th man's bracelet. And then he would only need himself, Snake, and the 9th man's bracelet. Oh shit.
Come on now. I think that's going a bit far.
And he just tested that you don't have to actually touch it, you just need the
I
bracelet.
can understand if you're jealous of my bravery, but...
I see where this is going already.
Please don't devalue my actions. I only wanted to save the rest of you. Surely you can understand my altruism.
Altruism, huh?
Junpei stared off into the darkness at something very interesting and lazily began to dig a persistent bit of wax out of his ear.
You already knew, didn't you? You knew that whichever doors we took, eventually we'd end up back in the big hospital room.
What on earth are you saying? Of course I didn't know that. How could I have?
Because he already went through door 3 and then came back out, right?
Really?
Yes, yes.
But then, if he thought he was killing Snake, who the hell was dressed up like Snake? That's a big mind blower right there, to me. Who is the third party that was dressed up like Snake? Pleading was not something they'd heard from Ace before. Junpei pulled the piece of wax from his ear, glanced at it, and flicked it off into the darkness.
Oh well, that's cool. I've still got 2 more pieces of evidence that say you're the killer. The second is that, as I said earlier, you have prosopagnosia.
Then you mean to imply that a person who can't distinguish human faces must be a bad person? Junpei, they call that prejudice.
No, I am not that stupid.
Then why?
Well, before I explain, I suppose there's something I should tell you. The corpse in the shower room.
Isn't Snake.
It's not Snake's.
What?
Ace's face went pale. The others looked confused as well. If the body wasn't
I didn't put it
Snake's...
together right away, but there was something Clover told me. She said that Snake's left arm was prosthetic. He'd lost his real arm in an accident. But the body we saw in the shower room,
it's getting good.
let's call him Guy X. Guy X's left arm was definitely flesh and blood. In other words, Guy X couldn't possibly have been Snake.
Oh God. No. That's impossible.
Ace had started muttering deliriously to himself, shaking his head back and forth. Did somehow Zero, like, plant another person to fuck with Ace because he knew Ace was gonna do this? So Zero, like, had saved Snake in a way, but that would mean sacrificing some other random schmuck. Junpei was long past caring.
Let's say, hypothetically, that the killer didn't have prosopagnosia. If that were the case, he would immediately realize that Guy X wasn't Snake. Even if the clothes were the same as Snake's, their faces would be completely different. It would have been obvious they were different people. And yet,
Yeah.
they still killed him. Why? Why would they kill a stranger who'd only just shown up? On the other hand, if the killer did have prosopagnosia, it makes sense. They thought Guy X was Snake and killed him.
Wait. Wait just a moment.
But that would also mean that Guy X had, Snake's bracelet in order to get through the door, right? Oh man, what the hell? How did... So maybe it really was Zero that orchestrated it, because Snake's bracelet would have had to have been removed and put on Guy X. Oh my god, I want answers.
Let's say you're right, and I mistook Guy X for Snake. Even if I did, I would have had no motive to kill him. Why would I want to kill Snake?
And then we have that note proving that Snake was in the previous Nonary game, and the previous Nonary game was held by Cradle Pharmaceuticals, which he is the CEO of.
I can think of at least 2 motives. 1, Snake knew about your past. If he ever revealed what he knew, that would have been really bad for you. You really didn't want that to happen. So to make sure Snake's mouth stayed shut, you killed him. 2, Snake had a grudge against you. You knew that, or at least you could have easily assumed he did. Even without exposing your identity, he was a threat to you. You never knew when you might be attacked. You couldn't ever let your guard down. Every moment was a moment he might try something. You didn't want that kind of danger hanging over you. So you
Hey, hold on a minute.
For the first time since the beginning of Junpei's explanation, someone besides Ace spoke.
What's the past that Ace wouldn't want us to know? Why did Snake have a grudge against him?
Look at this.
Yep, he handed Santa a small piece of paper.
What's this piece of paper?
Santa squinted at the paper and began to read.
The nonary game was played once before 9 years ago.
Yep.
The person with the number 2 bracelet attended the game 9 years ago. It was planned by the following 4 people. Cradle Pharmaceuticals CEO Gentaro Hongo. What is this?
Yep. Slowly, Santa looked up from the paper. His eyes met Junpei's.
It's the message from Zero. It was in the safe in the first class cabin.
Then suddenly...
Give me a break!
Oh shit. Ace's face was red and shaking, and his voice was full of fury tinged with desperation.
That paper is a lie! Someone is trying to frame me!
Me. You said me, right?
Junpei's eyes narrowed, and the trap began to close. Yep. Ace inhaled sharply. No one had said... Yeah, right? A message from Zero is the first class cabin. No one had said that he was that guy yet.
Wouldn't that mean you're admitting you're Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals? Or am I mistaken?
Oh, Junpei. For someone who makes really stupid mistakes sometimes, you are a very smart cookie in this ending. It was as though a switch had been flipped. The color drained from Ace's face, and he realized what he had done. His eyes went wide.
Very well. I admit that much. I am certainly the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical, Gentaro Hongo.
Gentaro Hongo.
So what if I am? I don't know anything about this nonary game that supposedly took place 9 years ago. Everything on that scrap of paper is bullshit. Someone is trying to set me up, you see? First of all,
Oops, I accidentally cut him off, my bad. Ace stammered as he tried desperately to work himself to a more tenable position. Yeah, but we also have, 7. It wasn't in this run-through. It wasn't in this room that we learned it. But if 7 can speak up here and remember, Cradle Pharmaceuticals was who he was hunting back then when the 16 kids went missing. I don't know if he's gonna chime in, but that'd be really great if he did.
Junpei, you're claiming I did this all by myself. Think that over, all right? How could I have killed Snake all by myself?
Oh, here we go.
Not Snake. It was Guy X.
I don't care who it was. You said the killer put this other man into door 3,
Yep,
right?
here we go.
Yeah, maybe.
Then I couldn't have possibly done that alone. I couldn't have opened door 3 with only myself and Guy X.
Yeah, you could have. You took Knife Man's bracelet. I figured that out already.
Huh?
What?
Ace's face was tight and his teeth were clenched. Junpei fixed him with a level stare. The trap was about to close.
Actually, Ace, when you were unconscious, I took something from you. Remember when you were injected with that anesthetic and fell asleep in the big hospital room? Yeah, back then, I took this.
Junpei put his hand into his pocket.
No! You couldn't have!
Oh. Ace's right hand moved. Yep. Another trap.
I got you, Ace. Your right hand there tells me all I needed to know.
Holy
shit. Tell me
shit.
what you were so worried about?
Oh, god
What's
damn
in
it.
your pocket?
Junpei, you're so good.
It's the number 9 bracelet, isn't it? Ace, Guy X, and the 9th man's bracelet. That was all you needed to open door 3.
1, 2, 9, 12, which is 3.
That's how you killed Guy X all by yourself, Ace. All you needed was the number 9 bracelet in your chest pocket.
Ace lowered his hand from where it had stopped, halfway into his pocket. He looked down at the floor, his face hidden from Junpei. All he could see was the corner of Ace's mouth twitching like a dying fish.
If you want to play innocent, that's fine by me. Go ahead, tell me. I don't have the bracelet, if that's what you want to do. But if you could take off your coat and hand it to me, I'd really appreciate it.
Damn.
Otherwise, we'll have to take it from you by force. Right, 7?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
My pleasure. Yeah, 7! Get in there. 7 cracked his knuckles with a sound like gunfire. Oh yeah. Me too, baby. Let's do this. Oh shit. The crazy comes out. Ace roared with laughter. He threw his arms wide and his head back and laughed, filling the room with a sound that scarcely belonged to there. Then it stopped. His arms came down and his head dropped to look straight ahead at Junpei. Oh shit. His face is flat and cold, devoid of any emotion.
Well done, Junpei.
I knew it. I knew there had to be... There's been some bad shit with everyone, almost. It was Ace's turn.
As you so correctly deduced, I have the number 9 bracelet. I retrieved it while we were searching for the missing hardware for the Red. I left the room I was supposed to search and headed to the first-class cabin on B-deck.
His voice showed no emotion, no sense of remorse or interest. It was almost bored, as though he were reciting an especially dull corporate letter.
My purpose was to obtain the number 9 bracelet. 9 is a potent ally in the nonary game. Adding 9 to any set of numbers won't alter the digital root.
Damn.
As
I
you
didn't think
can
about that.
9 is a very useful number here. With it, one can go anywhere, with anyone. It is, I suppose you could say, a game changer. So I made for the first-class cabin to obtain it. In mere moments, I successfully acquired the number 9 bracelet. There was also an unexpected bonus. The knife the 9th man had used.
Shit, wait. Oh, yeah, okay.
I quickly pocketed both of them. And
You know what? I haven't done the beginning of the game in so long, I didn't even remember that the 9th man had a knife.
I made my way back to where I was expected to be. That's when I ran into Snake.
I'm actually mad at myself that I forgot all about that, because, I mean, that would have botched all my theories when it came to, like, the knife ending and shit, because I would have just been like, maybe someone had that knife.
Well, this guy X, actually. I spotted him ahead of me. He was heading for the large hospital room and hadn't noticed me. The man wearing Snake's clothes arrived at door 3. When he stopped, I walked up behind him and called out, "Snake." He turned around.
Oh. Is that actually what Guy X looks like?
He said nothing. His mouth simply hung half open. He seemed dazed somehow, almost like a man half asleep.
Huh.
Perhaps he had been drugged. It wasn't important. I tend to gloss over little things like that. I was certain that man was Snake. I knew Snake had taken part in the nonary game 9 years ago. Being blind, it made sense that he didn't recognize me immediately upon our first meeting. But why then hadn't Snake said anything to me later? Surely he hadn't forgotten what had happened to him in the nonary game. But not once did he attempt to confront me. Did his lack of sight prevent him from fully recognizing who I was? Or perhaps Snake had conspired with Zero to deceive me.
Yeah.
Regardless, he was a threat, and it was better to deal with him sooner rather than later.
Snake did have a special message in Braille from Zero. I mean, it's also possible that Snake himself is Zero. They always theorize that it was one of them, you know, or something like that, you know. And that was how this whole thing was orchestrated. I don't know why I didn't even think about Snake just being Zero in general, you know, and conspiring to do this whole thing, or not conspiring, just doing this whole thing himself.
I had to get rid of him before he took action. With quick thinking, my plan went into motion immediately. I held the number 9 bracelet over the Red. I waved my own bracelet in front of the Red, and then grabbed Snake's arm and shoved his hand against the scanner panel. The door opened. I threw the man through it. 9 seconds later, the door shut.
Yep. And kablooey.
81 seconds passed.
Yep. The man inside the door passed away. Yep. What happened?
After that, I returned to my post as though nothing had happened. After conducting my own search, I returned to the large hospital room when the 1 a.m. bell rang.
Ace's eyes were cold and his cheeks were hollow and pallid. When he spoke, only his lips and tongue moved. The rest of his face was eerily still. Junpei glared at Ace. He took a deep breath and thought about the next question he had to ask. He didn't want to. He knew what the answer would be. He just didn't want to hear it. Junpei swallowed, then spoke.
Ace, did you kill Clover?
He had the knife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? Why did you kill her?
She was Snake's sister. It was possible he had told her something dangerous. Additionally, she had gone through door 1. It seemed likely she might have found it.
Found what?
Door 1.
Why don't you go through door 1 yourself? Perhaps it's hidden somewhere.
Seven and Lotus interrupted.
Yeah, but Lotus and I went through door 1 too.
We didn't see anything suspicious.
Yes. I thought as much after I heard your report at the central stairs.
Door 1. What was in door 1 that we may have
I doubt
found?
the two of you could find it.
Hmm?
Huh?
But perhaps Clover was different.
Huh.
Perhaps she had found it. I was, therefore, desperate to find her. And at last I did, in the first-class cabin. I spoke very calmly. Did you see it?
See what?
Don't act as if you don't understand. You were in the captain's quarters, weren't you?
Okay, so door 1 was the whole captain's quarters thing. It was the captain's body, the Zero bracelet. What else did we find there? I guess...
Uh-huh. What are you talking about?
Very well. By the way, what are you doing here, Clover?
What? Nothing.
There's blood on your shoes. It looks fresh.
Oh shit.
Did you go take a look at the ninth man's corpse? I see. Your silence suggests that you noticed. You saw something, didn't you? You saw that his bracelet was gone.
Oh shit. Clover ran. She made for the exit, but Ace stood in her way.
You aren't going anywhere.
He caught her by the collar as she passed and threw her to the floor hard.
You're staying here.
No!
Damn. She leapt back up and darted past him into the hallway. Ace followed at a run.
Don't you run, little girl.
Jeez. He was faster. Damn. Friggin' Ace. I liked him.
That was how I killed Clover.
His face hadn't changed. If he felt guilt or remorse or anything one might feel after taking the life of another human being, it didn't show. Man, I can't remember what was in door 1 that he could potentially be talking about. Either that or we just didn't find it. But that was the whole puzzle with the monitors that had 0 written on them. We had to figure out that code to get through the door with the camera and all that, you know. Was that the... I can't remember if that was the door where we found, like, the key card to, like, the library or something. Was that it? Where, like, Alice was kept or something? And, like, does it tie back to that? I'm not sure, but anyway. No, because I'm pretty sure Ace was there for that. Unless Ace did go with us through that door. We'll just play through and see.
You son of a bitch!
I know whatever it's gonna be is gonna be something where I'm like, oh, of course, you know, when I finally see it. Seven's whole body trembled with rage and his voice rumbled with hate. Santa's eyes were bloodthirsty, and Lotus and June's faces were distorted by anger and hatred. Ace looked at them and smiled. It was a cold, cruel thing, with no humor in it. He shook his head and sighed.
I admit it. I've lost. I have lost. Completely and utterly. Don't misunderstand, Junpei. I didn't lose to you. I lost to Zero. Not you. I'm rather disgusted with myself for falling into such a simple trap. I looked the fool. And it was a trap.
I looked the
Make
fool.
no mistake. I was trapped and manipulated by Zero. The man I killed in the shower room, if he wasn't Snake, then I have no idea who he was. But he was wearing Snake's clothes, and that was no
And
coincidence.
the bracelet. No one's talked about the fact that he had Snake's bracelet, too.
He had also been injected with something that reduced his cognition and prevented him from identifying himself or resisting me. And we can't forget the components that were removed from the red before we arrived.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that Zero planned all of this.
We still don't know how those made it back. Unless that fake, the fake Snake did it.
Zero made sure I would kill that man. It follows, of course, that Zero knew everything I would do. That I would try to take the number 9 bracelet. That I would try to kill Snake.
Damn.
Everything.
The crazy thing is in order for, unless he just had someone laying around for that kind of situation, how would have Zero known that at the start of the game the 9th man would have killed himself like that in order to free up the bracelet, in order for this to happen? He would have, like, had to do it on the fly, like, after the 9th man killed him, like, died to that first trap, you know, or the first room that he went through and died. Is that when Zero, like, enacted the plan, or did he, like, not even think about it until he saw Ace take the bracelet? But then, like, who was that extra guy that was killed for this, you know? Did he just have someone laying around that he was, like, ready for, like, a contingency plan or some shit? I don't know. Like, that's what's mind-blowing to me, is how would you even predict that if you were Zero? How would you even know that all of these events would happen during the Nonary game in order to lead to this, so that way he could be ready for it, you know? Anyway. Suddenly, Junpei remembered the paper he'd found in the safe. He remembered the last words Zero had written on it. I must punish them. Yep. For the innocent lives they sacrificed. This is the only warning they will receive. That innocent souls might be saved, I now state the truth. Zero. And he remembered other words he'd heard from Clover.
I think Zero is one of us.
Yeah. One by one, Junpei looked at the 5 people standing in front of him. Ace. Santa. June. 7. Lotus.
Zero is one of us? No. Wait. There's one more person.
Snake.
Snake. The man who died in the shower room isn't Snake.
Yep.
That means he's almost certainly still alive. Maybe Snake is Zero.
I don't know though.
Guy X wear his
There's still
clothes so that
someone
we don't
locked
think he
in
was
that.
dead.
There's still someone locked in that casket. Unless Snake enacted this whole thing and then locked himself in the casket. But that'd be, like, pretty ballsy to risk himself. Like, what if no one ever found him, you know?
Where's Snake now? What if he's off somewhere laughing at us? If he is Zero, he must have been lying to us about everything else. Is he watching us?
Well, I believe I've finished with my confession. Why don't we get moving?
He sounded as if he'd just finished doing nothing more exciting than describing the weather. For Santa, it was the last straw. Oh, jeez.
What the hell is this shit? You aren't going anywhere, you son of a bitch! We're gonna leave your ass here to rot!
Why? Because I killed Clover? That's ridiculous. Why are you so upset that I killed the little bitch?
God
She
damn.
was nothing to you. A stranger you only met a few hours ago. Am I wrong? You bastard!
7 roared and lifted a fist that would likely have shattered Ace's jaw. But someone else was faster. Oh shit. It was Lotus. She stepped towards Ace, raised a fist of her own. Damn. And drove it straight into his nose.
Blindsiding me with a punch, huh? You've got some fire, don't you?
I'm terrified because he must still have the knife, right? He sniffed and wiped a small trickle of blood from his nose with a raised eyebrow.
Well, maybe you'd like another one then.
Before that, let me give you one of my own.
Oh shit.
Huh?
Yep, he has a knife. Lotus scarcely had time to blink. He smacked his arm around her and pulled Lotus's back up against him. In the same motion, he reached into his coat pocket. Oh shit, no, he has the frickin' gun. God damn it. Ace was with us when we went through the gun room. The revolver. Almost lazily, he tilted it to point at Lotus's head.
If any of you so much as blink, I won't hesitate to pull this trigger. I've already killed 3 people. Don't think I'm not ready to make it 4.
3?
3 people?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Very well. Let me take this opportunity to illuminate you. The person who killed the 9th man was me.
What? Did he, like, whisper sweet nothings into the 9th man to make him freak out?
Although I suppose to be more accurate, I encouraged him to get himself
Yeah.
killed. While we were examining the main staircase, he came to me and told me his name. I recognized it at once, so I gave him a little push. Just a little white lie.
What? He recognized the name?
It seems the settings for the dead were altered. Now it only requires a single person to deactivate the detonator in the bracelet.
Seems the settings for the dead were altered, which would mean that they know it was before. They know what the dead did before they were even there, right? Or did they? When he said that, did he know? Were they already like told what the deads were like? Either way, I feel like the person, the 9th man, is probably one of the people that worked with Ace in the last Nonary game.
Investigate what's beyond door 5. We'll meet again later.
Yeah, they know each other for sure. And then he said he came to me and told me his name. Obviously, Ace wouldn't be able to recognize his face because his prosopagnosia, so he had to be told his name, and then he recognized it at once.
And with that...
Okay. Have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then.
See ya, 9th man.
God damn it! You lied!
Oh shit, I forgot he even said that.
Open the door, please! I'm begging you! Help me! Please get me out of here!
Damn.
Oh my god! There's no time left! Listen! I was lied to! He lied to me! He put me in here!
Damn.
It was him! He killed me! It was him!
Shit. I like completely forgot about that.
I had 4 reasons for killing him.
Goddamn.
As
One.
I said before, in the Nonary game, the number 9 bracelet is of utmost importance.
So maybe that might kind of explain what I was talking about before with how did Zero know this was gonna happen. Maybe he knew that making an acquaintance of Ace's, the number 9, he knew that Ace would try to manipulate him into doing something like this. Or maybe Zero didn't even know that Ace was gonna convince him to die like that. Maybe he just thought they'd conspire, and when they all separated to try to fix the deads in the hospital room, he thought that the 9th man and Ace would join forces together and then push Snake through the door, you know? Like, it wouldn't even had to have been that the 9th man died and he took the bracelet. It would have just been the fact that Ace and the 9th man knew each other, you know? So that kind of explains that whole, like, thing, I think.
If
like,
I had
well
allowed
enough.
him to keep such a useful tool, he, or it, would have become a threat to me. As such, I decided that he should be eliminated early on. I wanted the number 9 bracelet.
Ooh.
If I could manage to obtain it, I would be able to manipulate the game as I saw fit. I would be unable to acquire the bracelet unless its owner was dead. That's the second reason.
3.
Even setting aside his number, he would have been nothing but trouble for me. He was aware of my past.
Yep.
He knew what happened here 9 years ago.
Yep.
It was important that I eliminate him before he was able to disseminate this information.
4.
Lastly, I wished to conduct a simple test. A test to see if this nonary game was serious, or a poor attempt at a joke. I needed to be quite sure.
Oh damn, so he was trying to see if the people would actually die.
As such, I encouraged him to act against the rules so that I might observe the outcome.
Junpei glared at him.
I don't get your third motive. What the hell happened 9 years ago?
Didn't I say? The nonary game was played. I planned it out, and I conducted its execution.
Why? What on earth was it supposed to do?
I don't really think I have any obligation to tell you that.
He's already spoke enough. I don't know why he'd stop now, but Ace smirked. He was trying to provoke them, and it was working. Although Ace had paid very little attention to Lotus after catching her, the gun had never wavered from her temple. She looked quite pale, and when she spoke, her voice shook.
Hey, what's with this gun? Where did he get this?
Why don't you tell her, Santa?
Santa ground his teeth and glared at Ace.
The other side of door 6, we found the gun in the coffin in the cargo room, right? The
Yep.
bastard must have grabbed it when we weren't looking.
Indeed, I did. That was a pretty serious mistake, you know. Just saying you intended to leave it behind.
Ace laughed, a short, derisive snort, and gave Junpei a sickeningly pitying look.
Well, there isn't much time left.
Well, where are you going?
Oh, he never said I'll be off then, unless I just skipped too fast. I gave it like enough time, but maybe there's just a long delay between the lines.
Do I really need to explain? I had assumed it would be obvious.
Yeah. What? 8, 9, and then the 9th bracelet makes 18, which is digital root of 9, he can leave.
I have the number 9 bracelet. And now I have Lotus.
Yep.
Wasn't there a door with a 9 on it in the room that looked like a church? That's where you're going, isn't it?
And how do you know that?
Santa told me about it while we were looking for Clover.
I see. Well, you are correct. That is my destination. But now I must say goodbye.
Goddamn.
To all of you. Ah, and please, don't forget my warning. Move and I'll pull the trigger.
God.
I don't need her alive to open the door, you know.
As he spoke, Ace began backing toward the door, practically dragging Lotus behind him.
Shit! He's getting away!
But we can't risk it.
Junpei, Santa, June, and Seven stood frozen. Ace had the face of a man gone mad. They had no doubt he would pull the trigger. Ace had reached the exit.
Now, Lotus, open the door for me if you would.
He forced Lotus to open it and then turned and addressed them once more.
Goodbye.
God. Then he stepped through the door. It fell shut. In the blink of an eye, they were gone.
Damn it!
As soon as Ace and Lotus were gone, Junpei and the others leapt for the door in pursuit of Ace. But as Junpei laid his hand on the doorknob... Oh jeez, not June. There was a noise behind him. He looked over his shoulder. Yeah. Her fever again. June was kneeling on the floor, breathing heavily.
Hey, June, what happened? Are you alright?
Santa ran to June and wrapped his arm around her before she collapsed all the way.
Jesus, you're burning up. Your fever's back. Are you okay?
Man, I want to know, like, Santa seems like such a good dude in all of these endings except for the one where he fucked us over. And I want to know the reasoning for him fucking us over in that one. And, like, I feel like I want a good reason because he seems like a decent dude normally, but except for that one time. June's fever had returned, again, for no apparent reason. Her eyes were watery and her eyelids drooped. Her breath came in dry, shallow gasps.
I'm okay. Really.
I'm fine. You should be worrying about Lotus.
She was breathing hard now, and she could barely summon the strength to talk.
But...
Junpei was torn. He couldn't leave June alone in the state she was in. But every moment they waited, Ace was farther away, Lotus's life in his hands. We have... No, we probably don't have enough, right? We have 7, 3, which is 10, 16... Yeah, 21, I think, is what our digital route is right now with the remaining people. Yeah, so we can't go through the other door. I was thinking with the introduction of, like, the 9th bracelet, does that leave enough people to go through the other 9 door? But nope. What was Junpei supposed to do? June's eyes drifted to Junpei's. She managed to muster a weak smile.
Jumpy, don't worry about me. I just need a little rest. I'll be fine. Don't you remember? I just needed to rest a little bit last time. So please, please save Lotus.
We're gonna come back and she's gonna be dead from a fever.
Think about what Ace has already done, Junpei. When he's got what he needs from Lotus, you really think he's just gonna let her walk away?
True.
Damn it. You guys go on ahead. Soon as June starts feeling better, we'll follow you. Go!
Damn. Junpei looked at June. She nodded once. She couldn't manage much more. But it was all the confirmation Junpei needed. His resolve was set.
All right. Come on, Seven. We're going after Ace.
Shit.
Hell yeah!
Santa, you take good care of June. I'm trusting you. Got it.
Santa nodded. Junpei turned before he had a chance to change his mind and started running toward the door. He could hear Seven's heavy footsteps behind him.
Let's go!
Junpei and Seven exploded into the hallway, their feet pounding the metal floor as they ran. Alright. Well, maybe delayed by taking this elevator. Gotta wait for this damn thing to move. Alright, here we go. Is he already gonna be gone? What are we about to find? Junpei and Seven had finally arrived at the church, exhausted and out of breath. As their lungs struggled to catch their breath, their eyes frantically scanned the room.
Where are they?
Was that out of place before?
I don't see them.
You think they already went through?
He reached up to wipe a palm full of sweat from his brow.
Maybe.
Even as he spoke, Junpei was already on his way to the larger of the number 9 doors.
Let's check the red.
Vacant. He spun around and headed to the smaller door. The red would tell him if Ace's Lotus had moved to the other room. Engaged.
It's occupied.
Damn.
That means Ace and Lotus went through here.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Junpei and Seven stepped away from the door. They retreated to the center of the room and began to talk.
What do we do now?
Yeah, what should we do? Well, the big door is still vacant, but...
The two of us can't do anything with it.
Yeah, not even counting how our digital route isn't 9.
Just then, as they were pondering what to do next. Yes, the knocking! To be continued. Just cocked again. There was a noise. A noise like someone hitting a thick wooden panel.
What's that sound?
Yep. Junpei looked up, surprised. Seven followed suit, his eyes jumping around the room, looking for the source of the sound.
It's coming from over there.
It wasn't long before they found the altar. Or more precisely, what was on it.
The coffin.
Yeah.
Let's open it.
How?
By force!
I don't think that's gonna happen.
We tried that last time, didn't we?
Well, you never know till you try, right? The only necessity for success is the willingness to suffer 1,000 failures.
Hell of a line, but I don't think it's gonna work.
I forget. Anyway, we've got to try.
Can't even properly quote it, Junpei, damn it. How do you remember that, but not who wrote it? Junpei and Seven leapt at the coffin. They grabbed hold of what purchase they could find and pulled. Yep, can't imagine that working.
Damn it!
See? Didn't I tell you? If you could just pull it open, why would it have something like that?
Yep. Keypad.
Right. So unless I put in the right passcode, it's not gonna open.
Why can't he speak? The noise hadn't stopped. In fact, as it continued, it only gotten louder and more forceful. What were they supposed to do? I wonder, either his, like, whoever's in there, his mouth is tied. I'm assuming it's Snake. And he can't talk. But I don't see why he wouldn't talk if it wasn't that, you know? And be like, hey, it's Snake! I imagine they'd hear it if they can hear the knocking.
Was there some sort of clue somewhere?
Oh, jeez.